Hey teacher friend, welcome to Sutton Teacher Secondary. My name is Miss Sutton, but you can call me MarQuitta. I am so happy you are here. If you are here, that means that you're a newer teacher, or maybe you're a teacher just trying to get some ideas and refreshers and things. So I'm excited to share because at the end of the day, we need teaching to be sustainable. We need teachers to stay teachers. The reality is I really love teaching. I love it. I want you to love it too. One of the things they always say to new teachers is like, the first year is so hard. And I'm not going to lie to you, the first year is hard. The first 2-3 years are hard, if I'm going to be honest. However, there are some things you can do that can make it a lot easier. And having taught now for, about 13 years or so, there are some things that I have learned along the way that if I had known these earlier, I would have totally done differently. So here we go. I'm ready to share. And make sure you make sure you subscribe. You don't want to miss out. I'm always sharing really great things, especially if you are a secondary teacher, so middle school, high school. I've got fun stuff that I'm always sharing, which is super duper helpful because, there aren't a ton of us in this space. So welcome. First thing I would do is constantly be learning. So whether you're in a teacher program or not, whether you finish your teacher program or not, you want to constantly be learning. A good teacher is always learning, right? We value learning the same way that we value our students learning. So whether that means that you're doing some reading on your own, maybe that means that you're watching YouTube videos or other things like this, or if you are watching actual teachers in their classrooms, especially the ones that are in your area, in your school, because they know your kids the best, all of that is super duper helpful. Okay, so this next one might be a little controversial, especially for teachers who've been teaching for a while, but I stand by it. And that is to use the curriculum that's given. And I know that sometimes people have issues with giving curriculum. They feel like it's maybe biased. It's not going to be as good as what they could provide as the teacher in the classroom who knows the kids. But here's the thing. As a new teacher, you are learning how to teach. You're learning all these new things. You're learning how to function, all the stuff, right? And so if there is curriculum that is given to you and you can take one thing off of your plate, take something off of your plate. And I'll say this as someone who has used curriculum and someone who's developed their own curriculum for a lot of things. When you are a newer teacher, you are still learning how to do all the things effectively, like question, scaffold, all of those wonderful words they're always using. And so the nice thing about having a curriculum and actually using that is you get good, solid examples of how to do those things so that you can learn from them. It also becomes hands-on learning. So I say, use what's given to you, make adjustments as needed, and then once you feel good, take the training wheels off. Do you, boo? But you need something to start with. This other one is also a bit controversial because it's going to go against everything that you see on TikTok and and Instagram and all of the things. But I strongly suggest to you, do not get overly concerned about having a super cute classroom. The reality is, as a new teacher, 1, you might not be in that classroom next year. 2, or even within the same year. I've heard stories of teachers having to move within the year because of whatever things are happening. 2, the whole point of having a super cute classroom and all of the things is 1, so that you're having all of these things that make students feel comfortable, and then 2, making you feel comfortable. You don't know what's going to make you feel comfortable yet. You don't know what your students need. You don't know all of the posters and things that you need to have up. You just need to have kind of some of the basics. You don't want the classroom to look bare. You don't want it to be sad. I've seen some sad classrooms before. It's not fun. But you also don't need to be overly stressed about starting as a new teacher with some immaculately done classroom. And honestly, you don't have to be worried about that ever. That is an added bonus, something if you choose to do and want to do, great, but it is not a requirement to be a great teacher. Some things that I think are non-negotiables in your classroom though. 1, you want to have some rules and expectations that are clearly posted. 2, you want to have some things that are encouraging as well as the school year goes on. You definitely want to put up anchor charts or other things that would help students understand what you're teaching. And then 3, you need to have your name somewhere because they need to know what to call you. Other than that, everything else is optional. It's if it's good and it works for you. Do not stress. Number 4, as the school year starts, you need to make a veteran friend. It's always nice to make friends with all the newbies, like newbies unite, but you need a veteran friend. You need someone who knows the system, that knows which way they have to jiggle the key to get into the bathroom, that knows which custodian is going to be really helpful for you and which custodian, like, just be nice to. You want someone that's going to know all the things, that understands what the expectations are for you as a teacher, that understands the contract, that would not be afraid to speak up for you. Because guess what? As a new teacher, especially because a lot of new teachers are young, you don't want to lose your job. You're like, oh my gosh, this is my job. I can't just like be complaining about the fact that I have 35 kids in my classroom, when in reality, maybe you're only supposed to have 30. Like, who knows? So you want to have someone in your class, someone on your side who knows what they're doing, got your back, all of those kind of things. I will tell you, every year in my first few years, I always had like a little buddy teacher or a little mentor teacher that was much more experienced than me, that helped me out tremendously in so many ways. And so I say that to say, make sure you make a veteran friend teacher. Look, I told you so. The last one, because we're making this quick, because I know that you got lots to do, is that you work on controlling only the things that you have the power to control. I really wish I knew this as a newer teacher. As a newer teacher, you're thrown with all of these things and you are bombarded with all of these things that are going on. And veteran teachers have the ability to kind of juggle all of these other things. They have the ability to take on extra tasks. They have the ability to complain, or, you know, like all of these things. You don't have that. You're new. You're figuring it out. You're like, I just want to make it. I just want to like get through the year and all of those things. So don't worry about that. Worry about what's in your classroom, and that's it. Everything else can take a back seat. Let somebody else deal with it. You don't need to deal with it, okay? So those are my 5 tips. I think they will be super helpful for you. I hope that they're helpful for you. And make sure you like and subscribe. Like I said, I've got more coming out as we get close to the school year starting. You don't want to miss it. As always, you are amazing. Okay. Bye.